never heard anything more ridiculous in my life, to be frank. Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl, Dutchy. Okay, I've done the like bisexual flag eye makeup again, or tried to. But also, how cute is this little top? Actually, how cute is my outfit in general? I know you can't really see it, but I'm wearing like these purple cord pants and this like green top. Also, I still haven't completely figured out what I'm doing in this area or whether I even like this setup. Obviously, I really like this corner of my room, but I definitely need something here. It is lacking, and I don't know if this is like bright enough or if I need to do something else. But we're back, and in today's video, I'm calling out the super straight movement. A lot of you have been asking me to do a video on this, and honestly, to begin with, I was never going to make a video on this because I did not even want to acknowledge the stupidity of super straights. But here we are. Many of you have asked. It escalated so much. There are so many videos on it now, so I was like, okay, let's just get into it. If you have no idea what I'm talking about and haven't heard of the super straight movement, then count yourself lucky, but I'm going to try my best to explain what it is. So basically, the term super straight was recently coined by TikToker Kyle Royce. Yes, a cis het male. Are we surprised? Now, I've got some notes here because I don't want to get anything wrong in this video, but basically his definition for super straight is the sexual orientation for those who are heterosexual, but only like those who identify with their assigned gender at birth, aka cisgender. So it's pretty much a sexuality made up for straight individuals who are transphobic. Yeah. Here is the TikTok he posted a few weeks ago, just for reference.
Yo guys, I made a new sexuality now, actually. It's called super straight, okay? Since straight people, or straight men as myself, I get called transphobic because I wouldn't date a trans woman. You know, they're like, would you date a trans woman? I'm like, no, why? That's a female. No, like, that's not a real woman to me. Like, I want a real woman. No, you're just transphobic. So now, I'm super straight. I only date the opposite gender, women, that are born women. So you can't say I'm transphobic now because that's just my sexuality, you know?
In the subsequent weeks after Royce came out so bravely as super straight on TikTok, many other cis het men followed along and started coming out and proclaiming their sexuality as super straight all over TikTok. Basically, not only to justify their transphobia, but also to mock anyone or any other member of the LGBTQ+ community and our struggle for LGBTQ+ rights. I found myself reading an article on the whole thing this morning, and Royce literally claimed that critics could not call him transphobic for refusing to date trans women and refusing to acknowledge them as women because he had decided that super straight is a new sexuality that should be respected. Oh, so just because you are super straight and you don't see trans women as women, you can't be called transphobic, even though that's exactly what transphobia is? Yeah, sorry hun, that's not how it works. He went on to say that the phrase or sexuality was never meant to be hateful, and that a lot of people have the same opinion, but are too scared to say it in fear of the backlash and misinterpretations. Hun, misinterpretations of what? There is no misinterpreting your transphobia. If you don't see a trans woman as a real woman, then you are transphobic. Trans women are real women. I could throw up. Alright, so I just want to unpack all of the transphobia in this super straight movement, okay? Just for a hot minute, just for a little bit. In his original TikTok, he does say that he is sick of being called and labeled transphobic for not dating transgender women. A lot, and I mean a lot, of transgender individuals have come forward before this and in response to this to say that someone purely not dating transgender individuals or a cishet man not dating a transgender woman is not transphobic. Now, that may or may not be for a lot of reasons, and some of those reasons may be transphobic, but purely not having dated someone that is transgender is not transphobic. They have also noted on multiple occasions that it is okay for people to have a genital preference. That's perfectly okay. However, there is a clear distinction between sexuality and preference, and it seems as though these people do not understand that. In saying this, these super straight individuals clearly have a preference for genitalia, okay? They like vagina. That's cool, that's perfectly okay. No one's telling you, and no one has ever told you, that it's not okay for that to be your preference. And I've said it once, I'll say it again, and I'll probably say it multiple times in this video, having a preference does not make you transphobic. What does make someone transphobic, on the other hand, is saying and genuinely believing that transgender women are not real women. And also not respecting transgender women is also transphobic. Not wanting to date someone for the sole reason that they are transgender is transphobic. Okay, so what we can conclude so far from the information we have absorbed is that these super straight individuals like dating and having sex with women who have vaginas. Okay. That's okay, nothing wrong with that. So what about women who have had bottom surgery? They have vaginas and they are women. In fact, you would probably have absolutely no idea that they were a trans woman until they told you. So does your preference carry on there or not? So you've been vibing so hard with this gorgeous woman and you decide to go back to her place, and then you're having a really nice D&M before taking each other's clothes off, and she decides to tell you because she feels comfortable enough that she is transgender, you're suddenly unattracted to her? Even if she has the genitalia that you are attracted to, a vagina? Okay. And you were fully attracted to her not a moment ago, and it wasn't until she told you that she was transgender, now you are suddenly turned off and not attracted to her? Why is that? And don't even try and tell me because it's your genital preference because she has a vagina. It's simply because you're a transphobic asshole. Another thing that was really grinding my gears this morning was I came across a lot of TikToks, super straight TikToks, that was saying that their chosen sexuality, yeah, you heard that correctly, their chosen sexuality was super straight. Yeah, newsflash, sexuality is not a choice. I don't know how many times I have to say that. But as it turns out, the super straights did not stop there. No, sirree, we are not done yet. They also came up with the term superphobic. Yes, you heard right. Not accepting the super straights is superphobic. And honestly, I'm not even going to go into that. That is way too much to unpack and actually, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It just isn't. I also love the fact that they felt like they needed to invent this sexuality to avoid being called transphobic. That in itself, if you need a sexuality to avoid people calling you transphobic, take a look at yourself, hun, because you probably are transphobic. That's the whole issue. And just by having this other sexuality that is more straight than straight does not mean you are not transphobic and is only going to encourage people calling you transphobic. Because you are. Like, my chosen sexuality that I identify with is super straight now, so you can no longer call me transphobic because this is who I am, this is my entire identity, even though I chose it. It's just my sexuality, and yeah, now that I have this, you can no longer call me transphobic. Now, I touched on this before, but Royce said, I created it because I was sick of being labeled with the very negative terms of having a preference, something I can't control, and getting labeled by the community that preaches acceptance with that sort of stuff. You are asking for acceptance and expecting acceptance from members of the LGBTQ+ community, including trans women, something that you center your whole sexuality around, not dating or being sexually attracted to, and you expected acceptance from us and support. I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my life, to be frank. Also, excuse you? There are transgender people out there getting beaten up, murdered, assaulted, made to feel as though they shouldn't or can't exist. People who can never be their true selves without putting themselves in danger. You have never experienced something like that before due to your gender identity or sexuality. Are we serious? You're a cis-het male. What type of oppression have you experienced? Literally, what are you fighting against? Nothing. Nothing. You do not need a sexuality. You have one. It's called heterosexual, and you're an asshole and transphobic. There is no oppression of heterosexual people. And yes, it does get worse. So they decided to adopt a super straight flag, a super straight pride flag. Get this is almost my favorite part. It is the colors of the Grindr app. Yes, the gay dating app for men. I mean, it's ironic, isn't it? It's also the same colors as Pornhub. So that's great. I also noticed in the article I was reading, it says people are also using black and orange emojis to publicly identify as super straight and putting them in their TikTok bios, like with our pride flag colors or a rainbow or whatever to signify that you're queer. I also read that they've mocked important LGBTQ+ rites of passage by making fake coming out videos. Honestly, I don't even want to search that. It's just gonna make me more mad and upset with the whole situation. Why? Like, what is wrong with some people? Oh yeah, They also made merch. Here are a few of the examples, and I think you and I can both agree that they seem to have misspelt. I am a massive transphobe. Last thing I wanted to bring up that I have in my notes here is that they're now claiming that they should be part of the LGBTQ+ community. I literally cannot with this. I cannot, I can't, I won't, but I will. So let me get this straight, or super straight. So straight people. Mainly cis-het men who have never been denied the right to get married, who have never struggled to gain a job or keep a job due to their sexuality or gender identity, who have also never faced discrimination or oppression for their sexuality or gender identity, who have never been harassed, killed, beat up, or had their sexuality or gender identity be illegal. Yeah, none of that has happened, but they'd like to be part of the LGBTQ+ community. Yeah, no thanks, we won't be having that here in the LGBTQ+ household, thank you. The whole idea, the whole movement of super straight genuinely trivializes the struggles of members of the LGBTQ+ community, namely transgender women. So no thank you, we don't want you. Also sorry, but you can't make up a sexuality that's main focus is on discriminating against transgender people and transgender women and expect to be welcomed and supported by that. No, no thank you, no, don't try that again, thank you, thanks, don't come again. So that's pretty much all I had to say on that topic. I didn't want to go into too much detail, but I kind of just said everything. Honestly, what the fuck? It's just like, the straights just keep doing it. They just keep bringing up things that you just, common sense. Don't be an asshole. You don't need a sexuality. You haven't been oppressed. You literally have never had an inconvenience related to your sexuality. Fuck right off. That's all I have to say. If you are transgender and you are watching this, please try your best to not let it get to you. These people are just so thick. They have no idea what they're talking about and they're quite hurtful. So try and block all of it out. I know it's easier said than done, and I'm not a transgender individual myself, so I can't say I've felt what you felt or anything like that. I'm just speaking facts, spitting facts right here, right now. So yeah, I'd also like to know your thoughts on the super straight movement. Definitely comment them down below. I'd love to have a discussion about it because I can't be the only one super disgusted by it. So yes, I love you all so much. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you found it informative, and yeah, make sure you subscribe, have the bell on so you don't miss an episode, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.